Never miss the latest Game Tea. Check us out on social media. You can find us on Facebook at the Game Tea Podcast, and you can find us on Twitter at Game Tea Podcast X. We post memes, gaming news, retweet friends of the pod, and of course, let you know when new episodes are available for your sippin' pleasure. Links are all available in the description of this episode, so check them out after the show, and thank you so much for listening to the Game Tea Podcast.
On unrelated gaming news, which is my favorite non-gaming news, did you see that Julio Jones is now a Tennessee Titan?
I did see that. I feel like we've talked about this. You DM'd me on Twitter, which surprised me. I haven't gotten a DM on Twitter since 2015.
I like to spice that with you now, you know, keep on your toes.
We have Discord, we have a group chat, and you also have my phone number.
And Snapchat.
And you went through the Twitter DMs.
Good.
And I just want you to know, your boy's in good hands, all right? Just like I'm hoping my team's in good hands and we can finally win a Super Bowl.
I just want Julio Jones to win a Super Bowl, man. That guy deserves it.
And I'm going to say that you pretty much just said you want the Titans to win a Super Bowl.
I mean, yeah, by proxy.
But to get there, we have to go through summer, and we have some pretty exciting stuff to go through. So what are we talking about today, Chaz?
Zach, we haven't done the intro.
We never even introed the podcast, my guy.
But my segue. All right. Wasn't that good?
Hello, everybody, and how is it going? My name is Czar. This feels really weird going first.
Yeah, I mean, I guess welcome to another episode of Game Tea No JP. I'm Peaches.
I'm Zach.
And yes, as you have noticed already, there is no JP. But we have something big in store for every listener out there today. We are talking about some tinfoil hat. What the hell is going to be shown on E3? It's coming up just next week, right? Right, boys?
Yeah, it starts on June 12th.
Yeah, starting June 12th. So, I mean, if you're listening day one, you know, it's coming up. You better get ready. If you're listening after E3, well, then, boo on you. Get on our level.
How was day one?
Why aren't you a day one listener?
Send us a thing on Twitter.
Yeah. How right were we? Were we pretty right?
Yeah, if you're listening to this in the future, tell us if we're right. Thank you.
Yeah. And if we're wrong, tell that to JP.
Yeah. Blame JP.
Yeah, if we're wrong, that's JP's fault. He wasn't here to rein us in.
So we're all unanimously decided that it's JP's fault?
Yeah, I mean, if anything goes wrong, it's JP's fault. I feel like that's just our general rule of thumb.
All right. So what is E3, Czar? I know you need me to tell you this, okay? E3 is a trade event for the video game industry. And, you know, big businesses come to advertise their big projects they've been working on. So it's basically Christmas for gamers.
Hell yeah. Works for me. All right. So, yes, we are talking about E3 all day today. So first, why don't we just go through day by day and say what showcases are going to be presented, what publishers are coming, and then, you know, after that, we'll kind of break it down day by day and kind of get into the nitty gritty of who we think is going to show up here. Or I guess what games are going to show up here.
Yeah, and I mean, I've already had a little bit of spoilers to crush a very specific company. If you have a tinfoil hat for a very specific company, I'm here to crush your dreams. So look forward to that, but let's get started on June 12th.
Let's do it. All right, so first up, on Saturday, June 12th, Ubisoft and Gearbox. Ubisoft, you know, they did Assassin's Creed a few million times, and Gearbox, they made a few games that you guys like. What do you guys think is going to happen there? Starting with Ubisoft. Let's start with Ubisoft.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually really hoping for some stuff on The Division, because I had a lot of fun playing that game.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah, it is still a thing. And I think they still are updating The Division 2 pretty consistently. And the thing about The Division up to this point is that The Division is always best, like, a year to a year and a half after the initial game was released, and this has been the case for Division 1 and the Division 2. So, I wonder if they got any big updates coming out for Division 2, or if there's just a whole new Division game coming out.
Well, we obviously know that Far Cry 6 is going to be what Ubisoft is really highlighting on the 12th.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they just dropped that big trailer, hyping it up. How soon is that coming out?
This year, I think November, December. I think it was like November 6th or December 6th.
October 7th.
Oh, wow. I mean, I was in the right season at least.
Actually, you were pretty close on the date. With you had the 7, and you were just one day off. Or wait, did you say 6?
Yeah, I said the 6.
Yeah, Far Cry 6 is going to probably be what they're hyping up the most because it's a Far Cry game, and Far Cry 5 absolutely crushed it. So they're riding that high on into Far Cry 6.
And it's their next big game because, like you said, they've just been adding to the division. I see you've got Rainbow Six Quarantine ? Here. I don't know if it's too soon for that shit or not, but is that already a game and like they're adding something to it?
See, there's not a lot on Rainbow Six as far as I know. If I understand this correctly, like this is going to be the next iteration. Like this is going to be the next Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, and I see that they put that Ches put in the new Splinter Cell game. I thought that was funny because that's almost a meme at this point where they always talk about bringing back Splinter Cell. Wow, okay, Splinter Cell, but never actually do. And apparently, we didn't really have a news episode this week, so I'm going to list an article and say it. But we didn't really have a lot of information, just a lot of rumors right now floating around. Which I'm saying this because Polygon just released something about Ubisoft's Tom Clancy mashup with a new free-to-play shooter game, and it puts the Division factions versus Breakpoint Wolves versus Splinter Cell's Echelon. I'm sure I just ruined every Splinter Cell's opinion on me. Anyway,
yeah, all 12
and
of
that's
them.
coming from Owen Good on Polygon. And that does kind of correlate with how they said they were trying to do like some free-to-play games. Ubisoft was, from that earlier conversation we had in an earlier game of the podcast, I don't know, like a month or two ago. So while that's a rumor, I think that for it being this close, that's probably what's happening because it's a very specific and weird rumor, which sounds exactly like Ubisoft would do. So I'm going to go that there's a no in that new Splinter Cell game, and this is the only Splinter Cell that we get. But I'm also a pessimist.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see if we get a new Splinter Cell after so many years. I mean, probably would be about time for it. Was never my cup of tea. What do you guys think of Gearbox? I think it's a little too soon for anything new Borderlands. What about you guys? What do you think they're going to bring?
They just came out with like that new update for Borderlands 3, right? Like they came out with like a new DLC pack for it. Is that right? Added some little story stuff.
That may have been a while ago. I haven't been caught up on Borderlands 3 for like the past 3 DLCs, but I don't think a simple story DLC that's included in a season pass would be worth bringing to E3 necessarily.
I mean, people bring just DLC to E3 all the time, you know?
Well, yeah. But I mean, if they're going to be there, they got to have something better than that, right?
I mean, Borderlands 3 is pretty huge IP. Like, I see what you're saying. Like, this is where you want to bring the big guns. And, yeah, I don't know. Borderlands 3 came out last year, right? 2
years ago.
April 3rd, 2019. So, yeah. I don't know. They could do, like, an expansion for it. Or maybe they'll throw out their next project that they've been working on. Gearbox is a pretty big and successful company, so I don't know.
Isn't there like a game called like Homeworld that Gearbox has been working on, or am I just like making shit up?
Maybe. I don't recall that game.
I feel like because when you think of Gearbox, like obviously like the first thing that comes to mind is Borderlands, and honestly, I struggle to think of anything else that Gearbox has really done.
Well, I've got a page pulled up here.
Are you ready? Homeworld is a Gearbox game, but that's like from 1999. So nice callback there, Ches. Nice.
Yeah. I'm here for it.
I mean, they did a lot of Duke Nukem and Bulletstorm. Maybe they have something there. And I know that when we talked about the, I think it was the PlayStation Indie Showcase or something, some indie showcase recently, there were a couple titles published by Gearbox. I don't know if they might bring some of those indies with them. They're also in charge of Hello Neighbor, so I mean, there's something that.
Which one was Hello Neighbor? Because for the life of me, I can't even remember what that is. It was
the horror game where you broke into your neighbor's house and then he like chased you around the house and it was kind of cartoony. The neighbor's really creepy with a kind of handlebar mustache.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, Gearbox is kind of... I feel like it's time for a new IP for them. Honestly, I'm looking at their game catalog here and like they've got like Battleborn that died, Aliens Colonial Marines, like these are some of their games that kind of flopped. But they've also done like a bunch of weird stuff like James Bond 007 Nightfire, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. They were involved with Halo Combat Evolved. Like what?
Yeah.
Then the Homeworld, like you said, CS:GO.
They published
CS:GO,
Risk of Rain 2, so I mean, I don't think there's anything in the Risk of Rain 2 category to bring to E3 though, because I'm pretty sure the developers said that they're done with Risk of Rain 2, and like they've already added everything they want to that game.
Gosh, yeah, I'm gonna be totally honest. I think it's got to be something Borderlandsy, or maybe just a new IP. I don't know. I like Gearbox games, guys, but like, and by that I mean I like Borderlands from what I've played of it.
I don't know. Something about me says they are not going to bring Borderlands. So my hat is towards anything new IP or some resurrection of something obscure.
Yeah, I mean,
Homeworld. Ches was on to it.
Ches sees their game plan.
Yeah, if they bring Homeworld, I mean, I would be shocked, but hey, who knows what's going to happen. Like, I think Gearbox is probably the most, like, up in the air, like, publisher coming to E3, because the thing is, like...
gotta make sure we keep that distinction.
Yeah. There is a big difference between publishers and developers, but I don't know, like, there's just no way to know what to expect from these guys.
I hope, because I like Godfall, like I like the concept of Godfall, that they make an expansion or something for it, just to kind of flesh it out some more. I don't really know if it maybe even is like just we want to work on a Godfall 2, because I love the premise of it. It looks so cool. But then like when I like read it, it's just like a generic Dark Souls game. Like, I don't know. And it's not like it's got bad reviews or it's a bad game. It has all this beauty and like world to it, but nothing super interesting.
It's got very average reviews, like
yeah.
It's a game that you should get on sale, play once, and then never again, from what I understand.
It wanted to be so much more.
Their designs are so cool. So like, I don't know, like if that could be like an expansion or like just a whole new game, but it also, part of me says it probably wasn't that big of a welcoming party for it, so they probably wouldn't even want to do a Godfall 2 or an expansion. So I don't know. That's kind of, yeah, I'm with you guys. I don't think you can really read the room with there. I think anything we say, it was kind of just be a guess. So do you guys want to move on to
the next day?
Sunday then?
Oh, hell yeah,
Zara
because
will be happy about this one.
Yeah, this is Czar's Day. So Sunday, June 13th, we have Microsoft, Bethesda, Square Enix, Warner Brothers Games, and 24 Entertainment. All right, so let's start with Bethesda here. Obviously Halo.
You said that wrong. Try it again.
Xbox Bethesda.
There you go. No, you just said Bethesda last time.
Oh, did I just say Bethesda? Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I meant Xbox Bethesda. Obviously, Xbox Bethesda minus the Bethesda is going to bring in Halo Infinite because of the poop that they left in the bed from last year. and delaying that game. And then Bethesda's going to bring Elder Scrolls. And I'm sure that they're going to do like an update for Blades or, give some sort of mobile game to satiate us barely until the next Elder Scrolls comes out, because I think we're going to get a release date for that game. I think
you really think
E3,
that do you think this is the year that they're finally going to show us something on Elder Scrolls? I feel like they're going to make us wait at least another year.
No, I think right off the cusp of this acquisition from Microsoft, I think Bethesda is going to drop a release date for Elder Scrolls. It might be 2 years from now, and God, I hope it's 2 years from now, because there's no way that they can put everything that they need to follow up fucking Skyrim. I mean, they've had enough time, but now we're on a new console generation, so we got to play this a little more carefully.
The more I think
that's
about
what we're
it,
going to see.
Like, the more I think about it, the more I think that Bethesda is scared to release another Elder Scrolls because of how successful Skyrim was, you know?
Oh, how do you top it? Like, yes, Oblivion was amazing. Morrowind was a staple for RPGs back when that came out. But Skyrim, like, that's still memed to this day. How do you have that kind of impact again?
I mean, like, you know, we saw Cyberpunk try to have the same impact, and, you know, that went how that went.
Yeah, but that was branching off on a new IP.
That was, but, you know,
Elder
like,
Scrolls has been long established.
The idea was to even, like, just even try to replicate the impact that Skyrim had. And I mean, like, those developers were crunching for, like, the last year of that development, even though CD Projekt Red said that the game would be made with no crunch.
Yeah, they lie like that, don't they?
You know, I feel bad for the developers. I do not feel bad for those executives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not about CD Projekt Red, and I'll try to avoid bringing them up all the time. But I feel like Elder Scrolls is such a long shot to even show up here, because, well, when did we get that tease for Elder Scrolls 6, like, where it was just a picture of, like, a mountain range that said Elder Scrolls?
2 years ago. I'm pretty sure that was 2019 when we got that.
Well, yeah, everything's 2 years ago because...
Oh, yeah, because there's no E3 last year.
Last year was COVID.
There's no E3 last year, so yeah, it was 2019 that they just had the epic music and then the 6 on screen.
God.
Man, so you're thinking Elder Scrolls. I think that'd be cool.
I got a few more Xbox games though first, just real quick.
Rip them off.
Okay.
Obviously, well, I guess maybe not obviously, but I've been hyping up Psychonauts 2 and Fable. I do heavily believe that we're going to see Psychonauts 2 and Fable there.
I would love to see Fable.
Maybe something from Rare. All of Twitter, at least on my Twitter page, has been chanting for something like platformer based with Rareware, like a revive of Banjo-Kazooie. I'm hoping and praying we see that Banjo Redooey, but I don't think it's going to be there.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
that's all I got right now.
Ah, man, I'd love to see a remake of Banjo, because, like, I'm not even into platformers, but I remember loving Banjo as a kid. Like,
well, and like with the Smash reviving him into a new 3D persona, like, why not put that beautiful background texture of the worlds and Grunty flying by into a new game? Like, it's just being wasted. These character models are wasted. I think there's a connection.
Those are...
What were you gonna say, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, I think that was more like a fan thing they've been asking for a long time, and I think even though, like, they want to pretend they're playing nice, you can't just copy and paste. I would imagine from Smash Bros.
But what if
Microsoft
game already had the character models? What if Nintendo didn't make those character models? Tinfoil hat?
I mean, no. Like, I know that I can tell you're really hoping for it, and I don't want to crush your dreams here. But
I'm waiting for you to crush his dreams.
I don't see it, man. I don't see it in the cards.
I don't know. I'm a firm believer.
With that being said, can they use that to inspire their own Banjo game? Absolutely. And I was kind of thinking the same thing, Zara. I'm like, this would be a good time for Xbox to do that thing where they show games. I think that would be really cool if they showed some games.
Could you imagine? Oh, man.
Like, I'm looking at this list that Ches typed out, and I'm like, if they brought this, they would win E3.
They absolutely would.
Now, like, I don't think Starfield's going to be there, so let's just ignore that.
Hold on a minute. I think Starfield is the most likely thing to be there. Other than Halo.
I've only seen a ship.
Exactly.
And I don't know what that ship has to do.
They've kept it so under wraps. It has got to show up.
See, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful, Ches. I hope you're right. Because more games are more games. I'm literally staring at my Xbox that's done nothing but collect dust.
You've had it for a week. How is it collecting dust already?
I literally have turned it on to download games from Game Pass and then play my Switch.
That poor
I haven't actually
Xbox.
played. I loaded up Banjo-Kazooie and went, wow, this is old. I'm gonna need a few beers and to be in a nostalgia mood for this. And don't get me wrong, it was beautiful. Like the Xbox, like I love my Series S, but like I'm just sitting here like they need some fucking games. Like, oh,
you're not wrong. Not in the slightest.
I feel like Starfield has to be there. There's just no way. Like they announced it like 3 years ago, and there's still nothing on it. So it's gotta be there this year, right? Like I just can't imagine. Like I don't expect Elder Scrolls. I fully expect Starfield.
See, I feel like when Xbox bought Bethesda, they were like, you're going to get to work on Elder Scrolls. We're going to finish that. We're going to get our poop in a group and finish this. And then we can mess around with some of the other stuff like Starfield or Wolfenstein. I don't know.
Yeah, because I saw you had Wolfenstein 3. That's pretty wishful thinking.
Oh, dude, I got one that's extremely wishful thinking for one of these days coming up. But, we'll get to that when we get to that.
What do you mean by Xbox Game Pass 2? Like, as a prediction?
Oh, that was just a meme.
Dude, I'm still, like, I know Microsoft is literally a money pit. Like, they could literally just keep pooping out money and it would just keep working. But I am just curious, like, when Game Pass's catch is going to be. Because $15 a month and you get all these games?
Yeah, like, what was that?
I don't play any of them, but I have so many games installed, and it feels great. I feel powerful.
What was that, like, movie pass or whatever? Like, movie ticket? Like, where you could go see as many movies as you want, and, like, you just pay, like, a monthly fee to whoever that was? Like, I just... How does Game Pass make money?
You dated yourself.
Like,
you went to the movies.
Dude, I love movies, but this isn't a movie podcast, so I won't get sidetracked here.
Yeah, save it for your podcast that you cheat on us with.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm on all sorts of podcasts, so you just don't know it. But the reason I put Game Pass 2 as a meme, but the thing is, 100% certainty there's gonna be Game Pass stuff. Like, hey, here are some more games we're putting on Game Pass.
I think no matter what, that's its saving grace. Like, Xbox has built up a really good foundation without games, which is actually amazing if you think about it. They've done everything but make great games. I mean, like, buying Bethesda, they got like Doom, Elder Scrolls, whatever else they were working on. I guess that Starfield game might actually show up eventually. Wolfenstein. Then they have Rare with Sea of Thieves. We didn't even talk about Perfect Dark yet. And then there's Banjo-Kazooie. Like, they have so many things. Oh, and then hold on. And then you already mentioned Fable and Psychonauts. And then there's Forza, which I'm pretty sure, based on what I've read, like there should be a new Forza coming out.
Isn't Forza one of those yearly titles where it's like Madden? Every year you release a Forza
that's
title.
That's what I thought. But as I was like researching it some more, there's like different branches of Forza. And so they just released like Forza Horizon. And so I think that's what you're thinking of. And that one didn't just release, but it had like a DLC or something. Do you know more, Zar?
No, not too much more. I always thought Forzas were... I don't care. I don't give a shit about racing games.
See, that's why we need one, and we need a strategy game guy, like a Tetris guy. Like, I'm good at Tetris, but I can't.
We're based off of consoles, not game preference.
Look, I'm just saying, I beat Tetris on the graphing calculator. All right, I beat it.
How do you
That's pretty
beat
good.
Tetris?
I think it's because it was for the graphing calculator, so it could only go so far.
Fair enough. Anywho, what do you guys think about Warner Brothers? We still have Warner Brothers, 24 Entertainment, and Square. What?
Yeah, man, you got all the Xbox you wanted there. I mean, shit. You don't get to talk about Xbox that much. You don't want to squeeze anything else.
You literally miss every time we do this.
You guys aren't the one editing this episode.
all right. Well, we'll move past it. I think Xbox has a big conference coming up. I think Xbox is going to win E3 this year.
I hope so. I mean, obviously we're going to see Game Pass stuff. It's always going to be about the Game Pass. But other than that, I think that's all they're going to bring. What we listed. Like, what else do they have? They're just going to pull out like 6 more new IPs out of their ass.
I mean, they bought like 13 companies. Pretty sure they're like really close to monopolizing everything.
Yeah,
I mean, like they're literally like a step away.
Well,
they don't have Discord, that's for sure.
Give them a year or two, and then they'll have the exclusives. They need time to use these companies that they bought.
God, well, they damn well better. Rare's been sitting on the shelf since like 2004.
All right, let's move on to Warner Bros. Zar's got his Xbox time in, and that's going to be all the Xbox time you get until E3. So enjoy it. Anyways, to Warner Bros. I mean, they're definitely bringing Back 4 Blood. Like, I've seen this game hyped up so much. There's just...
What is a Back 4 Blood,
It's literally just like another Left 4 Dead type game.
What is a Left 4 Dead type game, Ches?
There's zombies. You fight off hordes of zombies with your guns. There's like a minor story to it. It does not matter at all. This is gonna be like your horde zombie killing type game.
More or less a pick up and play, start from any level.
Yeah, like, you know, and like it's very co-op focused, you know, like this is not the game you pick up by yourself to play. This is like the game that you freak out with your friends on.
Fuck you, I only play Left 4 Dead and Vermintide by myself because I have no friends.
They're there, champ.
Well, your friends right here, buddy. Your friends right here.
Yeah, you got your buds all right here where you need them.
Yay!
All right, now here's where I ruin everybody's dreams. Suicide Squad game, I think that has been confirmed that they're not bringing that. And same for Hogwarts Legacy. I think it's been confirmed that they aren't bringing that one either.
Oh,
you
but
can
they
hear
had
like
so
the
much
sad violin playing and JP crying. Get a little tear right there.
Yeah, didn't we hype up Hogwarts Legacy pretty big a while back? I feel like we had an article about that.
Yeah, we had an article because there's gonna. I think there was an article about them having some trans inclusion in that game, which is cool. I mean, I'm all for that.
You could make a witch and they'd be in the male dorm. Yeah, that's too bad that got shut down then.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even necessarily going to shut down. I think they're saving it for another event. Like Suicide Squad, people are predicting they're going to bring that game to like a DC fan event.
That would make more sense.
And the Hogwarts thing, I mean, who the hell knows?
I thought you meant they were scrapping the games entirely.
Oh yeah,
well,
no, I'm sorry. They're just not bringing them to E3.
Gotham Knights, I've seen a lot about that. I think that's a thing. Gotham
Knights, I think for sure we can probably expect to be there because that's another one that was like shown 2 years ago and we haven't seen a lot on it. And if I remember correctly, I was actually pretty excited for this game, and I haven't been excited for like a Batman type game in a long time.
Yeah, you know,
can you play as Terry Maguire? I want to play as Terry Maguire.
Who?
Batman Beyond? Like the coolest Batman ever?
You know, dude, I remember what Batman Beyond looks like. I don't think I ever watched an episode of it.
Oh, so good.
Such a good show. Okay, like seriously, DC's animated shows, fucking fire.
Oh, yeah. I absolutely agree. Teen Titans. What was it? Batman Death in the Family. Then there was... Oh, I shouldn't get off on this tangent. I'll be here all day.
We've already been off on this tangent. Okay. But no, you see Warner Brothers come to the E3 showcase and you're like, Batman? Yeah. Batman gonna be there? Guys, they're bringing Batman. You see Batman's coming?
Yeah, Batman. I can't imagine Warner Bros. Showing up here with like just like their new IP and no Batman.
Right.
Yeah, so Back 4 Blood, Gotham Knights, no Hogwarts Legacy, no Suicide Squad. And then we thinking they'll bring back Injustice, or are we on an Injustice hiatus?
I think they will. I've seen a lot of stuff going on about Injustice 3.
Yeah, you know, Injustice gets a lot more... it is a lot more popular than I thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, for basically a copy and paste of Mortal Kombat with DC characters, it gained a lot of traction, and actually the story's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of the better like stories, like your comic stories that are in video games. So how's a better way to word that? There's not a lot of good comic book video games. Like, like anytime you see like a Captain America game coming out to like video games.
Hold on, we're gonna get to Square Enix in a second. You just hold on, my friend.
Okay, yeah. So Injustice is one of the few comic book games that has a good story.
I had fun with Deadpool.
See, Deadpool was like, it was almost good.
It's a terrible game.
Yeah, I don't know. It had the humor there.
The mechanics were awful, but I get where you're coming from.
I don't know, but that's all I got for Warner Bros. So if they were actually bringing Suicide, like if it wasn't already pretty much a done deal that Suicide Squad wasn't going to be there and Hogwarts wasn't going to be there, I think we'd have more to talk about.
This next company is pretty. They're new, so I'm about to inform you guys. 24 Entertainment. Do you guys know who that is?
Nope.
It's a Chinese game studio founded by a group of artists, engineers, and designers who are all veterans in the gaming industry and share the vision of introducing global players to Eastern cultures, employing cutting-edge gaming technology. It's an excerpt at the bottom of their webpage.
I was about to say, it sounds like you were just reading an excerpt from the Nakara the Game website.
And that's great. So Ches, tell our viewers, because I think this is all they're going to bring, and it looks exciting, is the Naraka Blade Point game.
I mean, for what I can tell about this game, it's just I don't know, it gives me kind of, what was that? Shadows Die Twice game? Or wait, no, not Sekiro.
Sekiro?
Not Sekiro. It was... oh my god, the other...
I mixed these up too, now you're saying that.
The PS4 exclusive game that just came out recently.
Ghost of Tsushima?
That's right, thank you.
Sushi Ghost?
Yep, Ghost of Tsushima. It kind of gives me those vibes when I watch the trailer. I mean, there's no way to know. There's not a lot on these guys.
And that's why they're going to stick to just this game and make sure this is a nice, beautiful, wonderful product before they branch out. But you know what? It's a free multiplayer action game you can check out and do a little beta, I think, to volunteer for the battle. You can go to Steam and try.
Hey, these guys aren't paying us. Don't advertise for them.
Well, I just think it's a cool looking game. So you know what, Ches? And so 24 Entertainment, that's them in a nutshell. You guys want to move on to that other company?
Oh yeah, the other
Square Enix?
small indie company. Yeah,
small indie company.
Just a tiny company.
Yeah, not a lot of people have heard of these guys. Well, I'm not the biggest Square Enix fan, so I'm not the best person to lead this conversation. But
yeah, I don't know too much.
We've talked about Forspoken a little bit.
I know Kingdom Hearts.
I don't like Kingdom Hearts.
We know you don't, Peaches.
Well, and also Kingdom Hearts just released the DLC for that, so I wouldn't imagine there being any more Kingdom Hearts, except maybe if it's like coming to Switch, but that would probably be in the Nintendo thing.
Yeah, you'd think that'd fit more in the Nintendo showcase. I don't. I seriously don't think they're going to bring anything Kingdom Hearts because it hasn't been a decade yet. Plus, they have a lot of other IPs.
Took me a second to get that one, but I picked up on it.
Yeah, so Marvel's Avengers is still flopping, so I think we're going to see how much they're willing to bleed in this game. I bet it'll still be there. I'm just curious how big of a presence it will have, because they put a lot of stock into that game, and it is not doing too hot. It's not doing bad. Like, it's actually pretty active, but...
Is it?
Critically. That's what I heard from the bird. And the bird is the word.
Gross.
Avengers.
I mean, so I'm really more looking forward to Forspoken. We talked about it like I don't know how many episodes ago, because time is impossible to keep track of. But this is honestly the only thing from Square Enix that I really have my eye on. I know JP probably, if he was here, he would say, yeah, something about Final Fantasy 7-2 remake. Doesn't really matter.
That was a very accurate JP.
Thank you. I've been working on my JP voice a lot. Anyways, back to Forspoken though. That's the game I'm going to be looking at.
So what is Forspoken?
It's like the RPG that they've been working on. That honestly, the only reason I'm paying attention to it is because it's an RPG, and it's like a whole new IP that, you know, it looks like it has interesting combat, and like the one thing that I've seen from it, like the big screen cap, is like there's this giant like bear looking monster that you're fighting, and it just looks cool from that screen cap. And so RPG, fight big monster, you got my interest.
Woo!
All right, Final Fantasy 16 will be there. They showed a trailer for it. It looked pretty good. I'm willing to put 80% of my stock on saying it'll be there and it'll have a pretty good presence. No idea if they'll give a release date though, because these guys, Square Enix is the king of showing a game before it's ready. Dragon Quest 12, they said that they have the script done for the game in the Dragon Quest announcement a while back, so maybe it'll be there. I don't know.
When was the last Dragon Quest game?
11, that they like ported 14 times.
Wow.
Life is Strange.
That's true. Just generally.
That's a game, but yes. And then let's see. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. And then there's a Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. That's coming out. I think it's the MMO expansion, and it's coming out November 23rd this year. So, yeah. I don't know anything about Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2, though, so hopefully they'll show us there. Okay, that's all I got for Square Enix, guys. You guys ready to keep going?
All right, let's move it along.
All right. What are we doing on Monday? Who are we watching on Monday? June 14th.
All right, Monday, we've got Capcom, Take-Two, Mythical Games, Freedom Games, and, you know, everyone's favorite game technology and peripherals company, Razer. And we got some unannounced indie game devs.
Ooh.
Okay, so let's just go ahead and Mythical Games, Freedom Games, Razer, and any devs. You could literally just throw a dart at the dartboard and maybe you'll get it right, because those guys can be all over the place. So we're just going to focus on Capcom and Take-Two, if that's okay.
Yeah, well, Razer doesn't even make games. Like, what, are they going to announce a new shitty mouse that constantly has a double-clicking problem? No, I don't have a grudge against them for that.
Oh, I hope they show a mouse. I hope they show a fucking mouse.
They're in the middle of a game showcase, like everyone's showing trailers, and they're like, "Hey guys, we got a new mouse technology.
Hey, check out this mouse. It's pretty cool."
Let's talk about Capcom,
right,
guys. Resident Evil guy. Resident Evil stuff, maybe?
No, God, no. It's way too soon. They just dropped Village.
Yeah, but you know, Village DLC maybe?
Oh, no. Not only not a couple months after. I would say maybe around the spoopy season in October, we could see some RE DLC. If
so
they
wouldn't it make sense to get the DLC hyped up at one of the biggest gaming things, so when it releases in October, people will know about it and want to buy it?
I mean, I think it's just going to kind of shadow drop. I don't think there's going to be anything Resident Evil. That hype has, you know, they already hit it. And so now they're going to show new stuff.
Objection! They're gonna ride this Resident Evil train. They already have like talked about there being a Resident Evil, like, was it Resident Evil 4 remake, right? That's been rumored.
Ooh,
and then there's also like the original they could even remake, because they haven't remade the original since the 2004 remake, right? Or 2005?
No. There was a 2013, maybe 2015 remake.
Oh, am I thinking of Code Veronica then maybe?
Yeah, you're thinking of Code Veronica, Resident Evil 0.
One of those.
Yeah, those haven't gotten. No,
let's go to Resident Evil 4. I'm going to confidently say Resident Evil 4 will be talked about, maybe.
Yeah, no, actually, I agree. I take back what I said. They're not going to do anything on Resident Evil Village, but I bet they show a little bit of RE4 remake there. That would make so much sense since they've already done 1 through 3, and 3 came out what, 2 years ago?
I'm not a Resident Evil guy. I'm
was
the
it
wrong
last
person
year,
to ask.
maybe?
I feel like it was January. Resident Evil 3. Come on, internet, help me. April 3rd, 2020. So that's just a while ago.
Yeah, it did come out last year.
Ago. Yeah.
Yeah, so they've had some time to get the 4 remake going.
Yeah, no, I hope to see it. If it's there, I'm gonna shit my pants. You just
I'll be
wait.
sure to tweet at you if we see it there.
I will be kind of mad.
Send pants,
I will
please.
be kind of mad that I just almost beat Resident Evil 4 as of doing this on my Switch.
As we're recording this podcast, Zach is in the middle of his Resident Evil 4 playthrough and his backlog
I'm hoping the last
clearing.
10% of the game, because my backlog is scaring me.
Hey, if you want to follow him on Twitch at Savage Fins.
Savage Finn.
Savage Finn.
Yeah. Thank you for the shout out. Appreciate you. All right, I'll give you your money on the table later. All right,
Thank you.
Czar.
Oh, you can do something else for me under the table, but yeah, let's move on to the other Capcom stuff.
Okay. Wait. Okay, so that's our Resident Evil predictions. You guys got anything else for Capcom?
I see you have Dead Rising here. That's pretty wishful thinking.
Oh, dude, I don't know if you saw the thing after that. That's the most wishful thinking. I don't know if you remember the game Beautiful Joe for the GameCube.
Huh? Yeah, I saw that, but I wasn't even gonna grace it with a response because no, we're not gonna see another beautiful fucking Joe.
I had so much fun with this game when I was a kid. I remember. I think my uncle got this for me on the GameCube, and I put so many hours into it. And let me tell you how remarkable that is. That I was a child, and this game held my attention for multiple hours, for many hours, when I was terrible at video games. I would love to see another Beautiful Joe. I'm not expecting it, but this is if we're talking tinfoil hats, this is as far out as I could possibly get, and for stuff that I know about Capcom.
I mean, that'd be really cool because it would most likely be on the Switch, hopefully.
This would be one of few games I play on the Switch.
Hey yo. And then we don't have this, but maybe I kind of joked about it with the objection. Maybe more. I don't know what that series is called right now. What's the Great Ace Attorney? Phoenix Wright. There we go.
Ace.
I thought you were making a reference to Ace Attorney, but then you didn't follow up your objection with Ace Attorney thing, so I was a little confused.
Well, you know me. If I get sidetracked, I get sidetracked pretty hard. Okay. So yeah, I think that could be happening. I mean, that would be cool. People like that. If they just had the trilogy re-release on the Switch.
I thought people only liked that game as a meme. Is it actually a good game?
I don't know. I don't like those games. They're basically narrative novels, I think, right? That's how you would describe them?
Narrative
a little bit of problem
novels?
solving. What do you... I know I said that wrong, didn't I? What?
It's strategy?
No. It's like you play it's like a book though.
You don't really have it. You just kind of watch a story unfold in video game format.
Interactive stories?
Yeah. Wow, my brain.
I can't think of the word either, but I shouldn't have.
This is why we do weekends.
Been memeing on you. Hey, you guys want to just move on to the next company, because I have nothing else on Capcom. I don't know if you guys have any predictions here, but
I bet we see
visual
Devil May
novel
Cry.
adventure video game. Okay, thank you. I feel less stupid now. We can move on.
It was bothering you that badly.
Yes. Take Two. They made GTA, Red Dead, and BioShock.
Hold on. I think Czar has an objection.
I think we're going to see a Devil May Cry. That's it.
Okay, so Devil May Cry will be there. Take Two, who's famous for making GTA, Red Dead, and BioShock. Any predictions for what they might do?
Oh, BioShock 4. I've heard that they are going back to their roots, more or less. There's a new game in development, but it is not set in the city of Rapture, nor I don't even remember what that city in the clouds was called. Whatever the floating city was, it's not going to be either of those places. But I am 75% certain that we are going to see new BioShock.
It takes place in the flying steampunk city of Columbia.
Columbia, that's what it was.
Nice.
I feel like BioShock Infinite was way overhyped, but this isn't the episode to talk about that. I do
save it for your hot takes.
I do fully expect there to be BioShock, and here's my prediction: GTA 5 for the Samsung smart fridge.
What?
They're finally gonna announce a new GTA. It's GTA 5 for the smart fridge. Let's go.
Do they do Bully? These guys who do Bully?
This would, because Take-Two owns Rockstar, so this would be Bully people, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. I think there might be a Bully thing. I don't know if they want to release another GTA game.
The Bully
just because
project got
GTA
killed like 7 years ago. They were going to do Bully 2, but it got scrapped, I think, for more GTA.
Okay, that was 7 years ago, Czar. So listen, I'm just throwing out a guess here. If I'm wrong,
just
it's
saying
JP's
it wasn't
fault.
revived. You can take back your guess, but the project wasn't revived. We may see another remastering of Bully.
I'm seeing some news that they canceled Bully 2 to work on GTA 6, but we still haven't seen GTA 6, so...
Yeah.
So you're right. All right.
So they might have just canceled Bully 2 for no reason.
All right, they'll cancel GTA 6. Go back to Bully 2.
No.
Financially, it sounds stupid, but I mean, they could.
That's why they're not going to do it.
Okay, all right. I'm done with my stupid takes. Anything else?
Yeah, that we don't really know anything else about the rest of the developers coming up on that day, but that does not mean you should not watch them. You should watch them. You should watch every showcase because E3 is such a beautiful celebration of gaming. Zach, this next day is your baby, so I'll let you take the floor.
All right. So, I don't know if you guys have heard. There's a new direct coming on June 15th. That's the Tuesday, right? Monday.
Tuesday.
Nope.
Yeah, I like
Tuesday.
how they're using E3 as a platform to give one of their directs. They're like, no. This isn't E3. This is a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
But you're at E3. No. This is a Nintendo Direct.
I wonder if this will help more people see their directs, because I feel like everyone that wants to see them will see them. But like, I wonder if like this actually helps draw more people into Nintendo.
I feel like more people watch the Directs than are going to watch E3, honestly.
Could be.
It appeals to such a wider crowd.
Yeah. That's a good hypothesis there. I know there's like over millions of people who see them every time, so I don't know. All right, so anyway, with Nintendo, we already had a wonderful episode where I just got to finally kind of get off all my chest, so I will just make this really short and quick. I'd love to hear your thoughts on any of this stuff after I go through the list. But yeah, there's a Switch Pro. It's real, guys. I don't give a shit what Nintendo tells you. It's freaking real, all right? It's somewhere. They're hiding it. By the time this episode releases, they're going to have it already out or something dumb. There's a Switch Pro, and I will die on this sword.
Hill?
Yeah, hill, whatever. Hill, sword, hill. All right, so there's talks about a new Donkey Kong. There's talks about a 2D Metroid. There's also talks of Metroid Prime Trilogy. There's talks of Metroid Prime 4. There's talks of a Fire Emblem remake. There's the it's two Pokemon games, even though it's Shining Pearl and Brilliant Diamond, and then Legends Arceus. And then there's talks about the Zelda 35th anniversary. They did one for Mario. You have to believe they do one for Zelda. It's Nintendo,
how are we almost halfway through the year? Well, actually, we are halfway through the year. How are we halfway through the year and they have done nothing with Zelda's 35th?
Breath of the Wild, or sorry, not Breath of the Wild 2. You know, that is my next game I was going to talk about. Skyward Sword HD, Czar. Come on, man.
Well, yeah, but...
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I guess
it's
COVID
not
was
enough.
a thing, and it kind of messed them up a little bit, but you could have argued that for the Mario one? I don't know. So anyway, Zelda 35th anniversary. Retro is a company that Nintendo owns that hasn't made a game since Metroid Prime Federation Force. So Retro's probably doing something, or maybe they're just hopefully going to show us some Metroid Prime 4 footage since they're working on that now. But it's kind of weird that they wouldn't have made a game for... We're going on 6 years since this thing releases. I feel like you get in trouble for not doing something for 6 years. What do I know, though?
They're just all hanging out, playing beer pong.
New Xenoblade game. I have no doubt Microsoft is going to release something. I want to say something big. Just like an announcement trailer for like a new Xenoblade game. I think that would be super exciting, and maybe that's just really wishful thinking on my part. Then we already know that No More Heroes 3 and Shin Megami Tensei 5 will be at E3. Just how much of a presence they take, we'll be curious to see. Let's see. Splatoon 3 might be there, but they already said it's not releasing till next year, so it'll probably be like just a small little reminder. maybe they'll show something cool with the new project. And then Bayonetta 3 it's a game that's supposed to be coming out sometime. It's been very quiet for like, I want to say at least 3 years now. So it's kind of ominous. Maybe they canceled the game. Maybe the game's already done. You'll never really know with Nintendo. And then finally there was talks about a Kirby game and a new Super Mario Party. So I gave you guys a lot right there. And the reason I did that is because I think Nintendo and Microsoft have so much that they can do right now that I'm curious to like how it'll play out. And the reason we're shitting on Sony is because Sony literally said we're not doing this. So it's not that I hate Sony, even though I do. And I'm still gonna buy PS5 because I'm a simp. Anyway, do you guys have any comments on Nintendo? Anything you're looking forward to, or anything that just we're like, wait, really?
Just to keep it brief, Breath of the Wild 2, and that's pretty much it.
Well, I think you're right, and I think there is something I wanted to mention here. Nintendo and Expo and Microsoft definitely do have the advantage, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this. Do you think we're going to see shade thrown by these two developers at Sony, like during the event? Just like them high-fiving in the background, or like kind of like weaving their presence over into the other's booth, and they're just like, where the fuck's Sony?
I think that would be a lot of fun to see, but probably not, because these companies, they don't talk shit on each other very much. Or actually,
as an agent of chaos, I hope so. I'm with Chez. I think they could be very PC, but I also think they could take some little shade, like not just saying like, oh hey, like it feels a little different here. It's a little quieter than usual, or maybe it's I don't know.
I hope it I absolutely hope it happens. I also have this feeling like deep in the back of my head that like Sony is just gonna fucking shadow drop out of nowhere and like start showing games during Nintendo and Microsoft's showcases.
And they absolutely could do that. I think that's the cool thing about this new online format is you can do that. Why not?
Drop an announcement on Twitter, and then all of a sudden people are going to be freaking out about that instead of like what these guys are showing during the showcase.
That's fair. I bet something like that happens, something sneaky like that.
I could see it. I mean, Sony is definitely petty enough to do that.
Yeah, they are.
There will definitely be a big Smash announcement. I think I missed that. That'll be there.
Oh yeah, how did you forget that? We're definitely going to get either the second to the last or the second to the last and the last character announced there.
Yeah. And so that's what I got for Nintendo, unless you guys want anything else. We talk about Bandai Namco.
Ooh, we can't talk about E3 and just, briefly mention the Smash character without saying who we think is going to be in Smash. Who do you think the last two characters are going to be, Zach?
Because I'm a pessimist. Probably another Pokemon. And, maybe another Fire Emblem character just for the lulz. I'm hoping Doom Guy or Master Chief and Sora, but I'm gonna go with a Pokemon and a Fire Emblem character. Your guys' turn.
I think that's the safe bet. My wishful thinking is definitely going to be Crash and Sora, but I think you're right. It's going to be a Fire Emblem character and a Pokemon character, or maybe a Splatoon character.
Peaches?
A Splatoon character? Aren't they all the same?
I mean,
are they?
Oh well. I'll say Commander Shepard and Talizora Vas Nima Vas Normandy Naraya.
Two fucking Mass Effect characters. Boom.
That would be legendary.
I would actually play Smash Bros with Zach, and that's big.
Well, see. But Peaches, you forget the problem here. To be in Smash, you have to jump.
You jump in Mass Effect Andromeda, but I just don't want them to add Andromeda characters, all right?
Well, you can't have Shepard in Tally because they don't jump.
Well, if you remember the Lair of the Shadow Broker DLC, you'll know that... Oh, actually, well... I don't know if I want to spoil this. Did you play Shadow Broker back in the day?
Peaches, it's not going to be Mass Effect characters.
Let a man dream.
Yeah, you're being a big hater right now. Speaking of anime backstabs, can we go to Bandai Namco now?
Yeah.
Bandai Namco?
So here's my predictions. For sure, Elden Ring's gonna be there. It's like the next Souls type game. It's gonna be there. Right? Anyone? Any disagreement here?
None from this end. I think you're right. I think they're gonna be there.
And here's the big one. Pac-Man.
Oh my god! Oh, didn't see that one coming.
Like a new platformer, or are we just talking Pac-Man?
Just Pac-Man. It's gonna be like Pac-Man 2020, and it's gonna be Pac-Man on an arcade machine with revitalized graphics.
Didn't they already do Pac-Man 99? Or no, it was Tetris 99.
They did Pac-Man 99 too.
Look, man, Pac-Man 2020. It's a new arcade machine. Look forward to it at all your pizza places and Chuck E. Cheese's.
Oh, is that new Pac-Man 2020? Is that the game where the ghosts avoid Pac-Man just out of instinct and they have a mask? Pac-Man's like, I just want to give you a hug. They're like, stay the fuck away from me.
You don't have arms, you just have a mouth.
All you can do is cough and sneeze.
Oh, you know what? That's the new Smash character, Miss Pac-Man.
Miss Pac-Man.
Anime games. I'm gonna go with My Hero Academia 3.
Well, that's a good one. Yeah, I can see that in there.
I mean, like, Bandai Namco, they pretty much make every, like, if there's like a, what are they called? Like shonen animes? You know, like the ones that have like insanely long run series.
Yeah.
Like if it's one of those games, it's Bandai Namco. And I think we can be pretty sure that, you know, something's going to show up from them. And like, whether it be like a One Piece game or a Naruto game or a Dragon Ball Z game, there's going to be at least one of them.
Oh, yeah. Didn't JP mention something on a previous episode that he thinks Bandai Namco is going to bring DBZ? Like, isn't there a new DBZ game coming out
I feel
soon?
like there's always something DBZ in the works.
There was a DBZ Kakarot DLC.
Yeah, might be that.
We just don't know enough about Bandai Namco because honestly, they run pretty under the radar. Like,
well, and they have
for how big.
They have their hands in like so many projects.
Yeah, I mean, so does Microsoft, but there's no shortage of people talking about Microsoft. Nobody really talks about Bandai Namco, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It's really hard to say what they're gonna bring, but I think they're gonna knock it out of the park with their publishing spotlight.
I mean, you announce a new Souls game, everyone shits their pants. That's just how it is anymore.
Yeah.
And the last Souls game was Sekiro, and honestly, that was like,
when did that come out?
Was that 2018? 2017?
Oh, dude, I have no idea.
2019. Jesus.
Oh wow, okay.
That's recent.
Well,
but
more recent.
Sekiro, honestly, like for me, it revitalized like the Souls type game because I didn't really care for Dark Souls. I thought Dark Souls was kind of meh, but Sekiro actually like the combat was interesting and like fluid and like fun enough to keep me playing it for even how difficult the game was. So I mean, if Elden Ring is like, if it kind of like changes up the format like Sekiro did, I would definitely check that game out.
Well, awesome. Cool stuff.
So that is our predictions for E3, right, guys?
Yeah, I mean, EA has a thing, but like it's not till July, so I'm not even gonna. They don't get airtime from me.
Yeah. No, this is the June showcase. The stuff you can watch back to back.
This is just like the June week-long news blast.
Yeah, and hopefully our predictions were right. I know those weren't all of my predictions because I couldn't quite think of some of them in the spur of the moment. But, you know, just kind of what we hope, predict, and tinfoil think are going to be there.
Yahoo!
And yeah, with that being said, I guess, anything else you find gents would like to add?
Follow me on Twitch.
Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of Game T No JP.
I'm going to go find more games to download on my Xbox Series S and not play.
We'll see you in the next episode. You just got your Game T.
Later.
So weird without JP. Bye.
Oh, wow, Peaches, you have really nice toes that I love to suck on. Oh, thank you, JP.
Oh.
If you like what you heard today and you're looking for more ways to get your game tea fix, check us out on Patreon. With bronze, silver, and gold tiers starting at $2 a month, there are several incredible rewards you can receive for supporting the show, such as a follow from us on Twitter, access to a monthly Q&A session, an invitation to our private Discord server, and even bonus episodes of the podcast only accessible to patrons. Your donations will be used to make the show even better. The link to Patreon is in the description with our social media, so go check it out. Once again, thank you so much for listening to the Game Tea Podcast.